I saw when your eyes opened today. Even before the first sunlight pierced the crack in your window, I was already there, observing the weight that settled on your chest as soon as consciousness returned. You felt that familiar tightness, that invisible list of worries that tries to convince you that this day will be just another steep and lonely climb. You came here because your soul recognizes that there is a mystery to be unveiled at the break of dawn. You seek to understand why every morning there seems to be a war raging before you can offer praise to me before anything else. But tell me, have you ever wondered what would happen if just for a moment the sound of your gratitude were louder than the noise of your fears in the first 5 seconds of your day? I know your struggles and the weariness that sometimes makes your body weigh down on the mattress, preventing you from getting up with vigor. If this word that is now blowing over your life is finding a place in your heart, tell me in the comments what your name is and what city or country you are listening to me from now. I want you to know that I see where you are and the exact time your soul decided to stop and listen to me. Let your spirit respond to this call and write with all your truth. Lord my God, here I am. I have decided to walk with you, and I have subscribed to this channel because I love you, and my soul thirsts to hear your voice. Stay with me until the last breath of this message, for I have a clear answer to what you have been silently asking during the early morning hours. At the end of this encounter, I will whisper a phrase in your ear, a powerful key that, if you write it with faith, will release blessings you cannot even imagine over your coming days. I see your vulnerability. I saw the slight tremor in your hands this morning as the coffee maker released that low steam, and the silence of the kitchen seemed to scream all the bills that haven't yet been paid and the absences that still hurt at your dinner. I saw when you looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the strength I myself placed in your eyes. That weight you feel is the world trying to steal you from me even before the coffee cools. But remember what I wrote for you in the Book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verses 22 and 23. My mercies never end and are renewed every morning. This is not just poetry for your ears, it is a declaration of war in your favor. When you decide to fight to praise me first, you are not just saying words to the wind, you are setting the tone for a victory that the world cannot yet see. You are telling the desert that the fountains of living water are already gushing forth even before you feel the moisture on the dry land. But there's something you haven't yet realized about the real reason the enemy tries so hard to silence your voice as soon as you wake up. There's a secret about the power your voice carries when it's still heavy with the sleep of waking. Something I only reveal to those who are willing to face the first battle of the day on their knees. If this truth has begun to illuminate your room, tap the gratitude button and enjoy this conversation. Tell me something. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you open your eyes? Write it here in the comments to seal this beginning, my first fruits. Do you think praise is a fruit you only harvest when the sun shines and the barn is full? No, my daughter. The praise that moves the gears of heaven is the one you offer while the room is still dark, and your feet touch the cold floor, feeling the weight of a body that seems to have carried the world on its shoulders during sleep. I saw it when, earlier today, you sat on the edge of the bed and sighed. That sigh did not go unnoticed by me. It was a cry that echoed in my ears. Right there, at that very moment, a war was being waged for your voice. Fear wanted you to complain, to reach for your phone to read news that fuels your anguish, or simply to hide under the covers. But I called you to something greater. The sacrifice of praise is the name I give to this movement of raising your hands when they are trembling. Remember Paul and Silas, as it is written in the book of Acts, chapter 16, verse 25. They were not in a flowery garden. They were in the depths of a damp cell with their feet bound and their backs bruised. And what did they do at midnight? They sang hymns to me. They didn't wait for the door to open to praise. They praised so that the door could open. When you choose to say thank you, Father, even before you know how you're going to solve that problem that kept you awake at 3 in the morning, you are breaking the chains of anxiety with the sound of your faith. I see your kitchen in the silence of the early morning. I see the yellow light of the refrigerator reflecting on the floor and your urge to cry while the water boils. It is in this common, so human and so raw scenario that your worship becomes pure incense. You don't need grand orchestras. Your whisper of trust is the most powerful music there is. Do you realize how the atmosphere changes when you stop describing the size of the giant to me and start describing my size to your giant? Praising first is not ignoring the pain, it's putting the pain in its rightful place, at my feet. By doing this, you take the breath away from the enemy, because he doesn't know how to deal with a daughter who worships while bleeding, who smiles because she trusts, and who gives thanks because she knows I have already conquered time. But there is something I need to reveal to you about what happens in the spiritual world when your praise breaks the silence of your home. You are not alone in this room, and what I am moving now because of your surrender is something that human eyes cannot yet perceive, but that your heart has already begun to feel. If this word has made your heart burn with new hope, leave your sign of love and subscribe so that we can walk together every day. Do you feel that your praise today was a sacrifice or a celebration? Share this message with a sister who woke up today without the strength to sing, so she knows that her whisper also reaches the throne. Write it here in the comments so we can seal this covenant of faith, praise that liberates. But listen, there's a specific reason why I asked you to watch your hands earlier today, and it has to do with what I'm going to put in them before this day ends. Look closely at your hands. They may seem empty now, or perhaps they bear the marks of work and time, but I see in them the potential of a fertile field ready to be sown. What I place in them is not only for your own sustenance, but so that you may be a channel of my divine providence in the lives of so many others who seek me. If you feel that this word has found a real home in your heart, and only if your heart is at complete peace for it, I invite you now to transform your gratitude into a living seed of love for this channel of ours. Consider the profound affection that I and my son Jesus have poured out upon you each morning, and if you wish to reciprocate, contribute through the link I left in the description of this video and also in the first comment pinned below. There, you will find the sacred portal, where your offering of love can be deposited and consecrated before me, the Creator of all things that exist in heaven and on earth. You have complete freedom to contribute any amount that your spirit desires. Simply type in the exact amount you feel is right for this moment. Always remember, what matters to the kingdom is not the weight of the coin, but the weight of the love and sincerity with which you give it. What may seem little to you, in my powerful hands becomes the bread that nourishes and the light that guides those who need help the most. Those who decide to sow with a radiant and generous heart, do not forget to write your name and city next to the seed, because on the first day of next month, I will ensure that your name is remembered and honored in a unique and special video here on Divine Love, the Voice of God, where I will release prayers and prophetic blessings upon your home. For it is written in my word, each one should give what he has decided in his heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver, as it is in 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 7. Every offering made in faith is a precious seed before me, your Lord, and I promise you that none of them will fail to bear fruit in due time. I see what you do in the secret of your surrender, and I will reward you in the sight of all with the peace that the world cannot buy. Stay with me until the end of this message, for there are still profound secrets that I want to whisper to your soul with my voice. I look at your hands now, as you hold that warm cup or as they rest on your lap, weary from the journey. I see every line, every mark that time and work have left on you. There is a sacred beauty in your fragility that the world cannot understand, but which for me is the reflection of your surrender. Often, at dawn, you feel that slight tremor in your fingers, a silent sign that your soul is burdened. I saw the moment your hands trembled as you held that bill envelope on the table, or when the weight of the silence in your empty kitchen seemed so dense that your hands clenched, searching for support that didn't seem to be there. Feeling the cold of dawn seep through the cracks and the weariness burning in your eyes is not a sign of defeat, my daughter. It is the exact scenario where my strength becomes perfect. Have you noticed that it is precisely when your hands feel weakest that I hold them most firmly? On that recent morning when you stood there looking out the window, seeing nothing but the fog of your own pain, I was beside you, supporting your arm so that you wouldn't fall under the weight of your own thoughts. Remember what I promised you through the prophet Isaiah in chapter 41, verse 13. For I, the Lord your God, hold your right hand. It is I who say to you, fear not, I am the one who helps you. Do you perceive the depth of this promise? I do not merely observe you from a distant throne. I descend to your routine, to the floor of your home to hold your right hand, the hand of your action, your work, your livelihood. When you struggle to praise me early in the morning, even with a choked voice, you are surrendering that trembling hand into my omnipotent hand. The world demands that you be strong all the time, but before me, you can simply be who you are, human, vulnerable, and needy. I do not seek perfect hands or hands adorned with gold. I seek hands that reach out to me in the midst of the morning mist. This gesture of raising empty hands, acknowledging that you can do nothing by yourself, is what allows me to fill them with the provision that money cannot buy and that anxiety cannot steal. However, I know that there are times when the silence of the morning becomes so heavy that you lose your breath to speak to me. I know that your hands seek something concrete to guide you, a support to remind you of my voice when the noise of daily worries increases. And it is about this support, about this gentle remedy for your weary soul, that I want to speak to you now. For I have prepared something that will be like a daily balm for these days of your searching and rebirth. If you feel that I am holding your hand at this very moment, leave your sign of love in this video. Before we take the next step, let me ask you, in what area of your life do you feel your hands are most tired and heavy today? Write it here in the comments so that I can strengthen your arm with my right hand, an outstretched hand. Stay with me, because what I have prepared to give you now will transform the weight of your weariness into a new and powerful song of victory. I see when you try to organize your thoughts while the sun hasn't even fully risen yet. Your hands, which I mentioned earlier as being tired, are searching for support, for a direction that is not just temporary. I know that your prayers are often made amidst the steam of coffee or while you walk silently through the house, trying not to wake anyone, but carrying an army of worries within you. The weariness in your eyes is not just physical. It is the weight of trying to be everyone's support, without having anywhere to rest your own soul. I see you and understand you, and that's why I don't want you to walk alone for even a second longer. If your heart feels that it's time for us to delve even deeper into this conversation, and you desire that my voice guide you not only in this video, but in every dawn of your life, I have prepared something special for you. I have left a gift in the form of a sacred journey that I wrote with much love and care for all my beloved daughters and sons who seek me. It is the digital book I called Divine Love Devotional, The Voice of God. It was carefully prepared as a daily remedy for your anxieties and a constant companion for your lonely and silent nights. You can find access to this intimate journey in the link in the description of this video and also in the first pinned comment. But listen to what your Father tells you. If today is not possible for you, do not allow guilt or condemnation to reach your heart. Stay here with me, for I will continue to sustain and embrace you through this message, because my presence depends on nothing but your will. And so that your soul may rest and you may not feel lost, know that after you register, access to this journey will arrive directly at the email address you registered. There, you will receive all the right instructions step by step, so that we can begin this new time of clarity and peace together. For it is written, "Teach me to do your will, for you are my God, your spirit is good. Lead me on level ground," as Psalm 143 verse 10 says. This devotional will be the map for your desert days, reminding you that I am your constant guide. I want you to take a deep breath now. Let the air in, and with it, the certainty that I am taking care of the details you cannot yet see. Don't be in a hurry to run away from this moment. The world outside can wait, but our meeting is sacred and unique. Do you feel my peace beginning to fill the spaces that were once only filled with fear and anxiety? Before we proceed to what I will reveal to you next, let me ask you a question. If you had to choose only one word to describe what you wish to receive from me this morning, what would it be? Write it here in the comments so that I may seal this commitment with your soul. Guide my steps. Stay with me, for now I will show you how to put on the armor I have prepared, so that you may win the battle against anxiety even before noon. Right now, as the first sunlight tries to pierce the clouds outside, I want you to perceive something your natural eyes have not yet seen. You often feel as if anxiety is a heavy cloak of lead placed upon your shoulders upon waking. It is a weight that makes it difficult to breathe and makes every simple task, like making the sheets or preparing breakfast, seem like an exhausting climb. But listen to what your Father reveals to you. When you force your lips to utter praise to me, even if it is a whisper between your teeth, you are forging an armor of light that no darkness can penetrate. Morning praise is not a simple song. It is the hammer that crushes the chains that anxiety tried to bind your feet during the night. Do you feel that shiver, that chill that runs down your spine when you think about the future? This is fear trying to find a loophole. But when you say, "Lord, I praise you because you are my shepherd," you are closing that loophole with the purest metal of heaven. I see how you strive. I saw it today when the weight of silence in your room tried to convince you that you were unprotected. But I was there, clothing your soul with a protection the world does not know. For it is written in the book of Ephesians chapter 6 verse 13, "Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand firm." Understand, my daughter, that the evil day often tries to begin in the first hour of the morning, but the armor only fits your body when you decide to stand firm in my truth through worship. The shield of faith, which extinguishes the fiery darts of the evil one, is activated by the sound of your confidence. When you praise me first, you are telling the day that it doesn't belong to you but to me, and that I have already determined the limits of every wave that will try to hit you. I see the weariness in your eyes and the desire to simply silence everything. But I ask that you not be silent in the face of fear. Anxiety is noisy, but my love is deep and serene. You don't fight to have victory. You fight from a victory that I have already won for you on the cross. Therefore, each morning of praise is a reaffirmation that the throne of your life is not occupied by your worries, but by my glory. But I haven't yet shown you everything that happens when you remain faithful in this battle. There is a specific place right there where you are that I have chosen to be the stage for an even greater revelation, something that will transform your tears into a kind of authority you never imagined you possessed. If you feel this armor being adjusted to your chest right now, leave your sign of love and share this message with that friend who also wakes up feeling the weight of the world. Let me ask you, what worry has been trying to steal your peace the most this morning? Write it here in the comments so that I can transform that burden into strength. My protection. Don't rush to leave here, because what I'm about to reveal to you about the altar we're building in your living room will change the way you see your own loneliness. I saw when you sat in that corner of the sofa, where the fabric is already a little worn by time and you're waiting. There, while the house is still shrouded in a grey twilight, and the only sound is the discreet creaking of the furniture or the ticking of the clock on the wall, you erected an altar that no temple made by human hands could equal. You thought you were just sitting there, trying to catch your breath before facing the full sink, or the commitments that await you. But I saw a sanctuary being erected between your clasped hands and your bare feet on the cold floor. The loneliness you feel at those times is not a sign that I have forgotten you, but the space I have reserved so that we can be alone, without interruptions, without masks, without the noise of the world that tires you so much. I see the dust dancing in the few beams of light that begin to enter, and I see your soul stripped of all defenses. I saw when your tears, heavy and silent, flowed and wet your face, without you having the strength to wipe them away. You feel that this crying is weakness, that it is a sign that you can't take it anymore. But for me, each of these drops is a precious offering. In heaven, these tears of yours in the living room are heard as the deepest of praises. You didn't need elaborate words. Your brokenness was the sweetest music that reached my throne this morning. The world may see only a tired woman in a silent room, but I see a warrior sharpening her sword at the altar of my presence. For it is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 18, "The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit." Do you feel this closeness now? It's not a passing shiver. It's my hand resting on your shoulder, telling you that you don't need to carry the burden of the house, the children, or the future entirely alone. That altar you erected between sighs, while the coffee was still brewing in the kitchen, sanctified your entire day. Your living room ceased to be merely a passageway and became the place of my dwelling. Often you believe that I only manifest myself in grand events, in large choirs, or in eloquent sermons. But I tell you that I feel immense pleasure in finding you there, in the simplicity of your routine, where the bronze sky you felt begins to open, because you decided to invite me into your pain. Your struggles are not invisible to me. I know the heavy silence of your kitchen, the weight of deciding what to do with the little that remains, and the feeling that the walls seem to tighten around your chest. But it is in this exact setting that your silent worship becomes a spiritual governance over your home. But I haven't yet shown you everything that this altar in your living room is generating in the invisible world. There is a crown of authority that I am beginning to place upon your head while you are still on your knees. And this identity as a beloved daughter will confound those who expected to see you defeated before sunset. You are about to understand that your position before me defines your victory before men. If you feel that your living room has become a sacred place at this moment, leave your sign of love and share this video with someone who feels forgotten within their own home. Before we continue, let me ask you one thing. When you are in that morning silence, do you feel that your solitude is an emptiness or an invitation to my embrace? Write here in the comments to seal this moment of encounter. My altar. Stay with me. For now I will reveal to you how the authority that flows from your worship will begin to change the names of the things that previously caused you fear. Have you noticed that while the world tries to label you by what you do or by what you have ceased to be, I look at you and see something that no one else can discern. You see yourself as the one who cares, who provides, who often swallows tears so as not to worry those who depend on you. But I call you by a name the world does not know, a name that was written in blood even before the foundation of the earth was laid. When you rise and strive to praise me at dawn, before any coffee or any news, you are not merely fulfilling a religious duty, you are reassuming your place of spiritual authority within your own home. I saw the weariness in your eyes today. I saw the weight on your shoulders that seemed denser than the morning air itself. You felt small, perhaps even insignificant before the mountains of problems that rose before you. But listen to what your Father tells you. Your authority does not come from your physical strength, nor from the balance of your account, nor from the perfection of your life. Your authority flows from your identity as my beloved daughter. When you choose to trust in me even before seeing the miracle, you are releasing a power that confounds the darkness and opens paths where before there was only weariness and desolation. For it is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 1, "But now, thus says the Lord who created you, O Jacob, and who formed you. O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by your name, you are mine." Feel the weight of this truth now. I do not call you forgotten, tired, or defeated. I call you by your name. And when I say that you are mine, I am declaring to the universe that no one and nothing is permitted to destroy you. You are my exclusive property. This is the basis of your authority. Into your hands, which trembled today as you held the phone waiting for that answer that did not come, I now place a scepter of faith. When you say, "Lord, I trust," you are exercising dominion over your emotions. You are not a slave to your anxiety. You are the mistress of your thoughts because they are captive to my will. I see you in that tiring routine, washing dishes or walking to work. And I see a queen who walks with dignity because she knows that her king has never lost a battle. But I haven't yet shown you the full extent of what your trust is building at this very moment. While you worship in silence, I am moving pieces you didn't even know existed. A banquet is being prepared right now, and the stage for your next surprise is being set up behind the scenes of your faith. Something that will make you understand why every tear this morning was worth it. If you feel your identity being restored now, leave your sign of love and sign up for this journey with us. Let me ask you, who are you when no one is watching and only my voice reaches you? Write here in the comments to seal your true identity. I am chosen. Stay with me. Because what I have prepared to show you about the banquet I have prepared in the midst of your struggles will take your soul's breath away. Do you think that while your eyes were closed, or while you struggled to utter the first word of gratitude at dawn, I was also at rest? No, my daughter. While you lay in the silence of your bed, feeling the weight of the blankets and the seemingly endless weariness, I was already moving the pieces on a chessboard you cannot yet see. I saw when you held the keys to your house this morning. You felt the cold, heavy metal in your fingers, and that weight seemed to symbolize all the responsibilities you carry alone. I also saw the smell of the rain that did not wash away your soul, only brought a melancholy that you tried to hide beneath a forced smile for others. But listen to what your father tells you. The moment you decided to praise me first, before checking your messages or getting lost in thoughts of defeat, you gave me permission to organize the banquet you will savor amidst your battles. You don't need to fight to be invited. You are already the guest of honor. While you were just trying to survive the first hour of the day, I was whispering your name to hearts you don't even know, opening doors that had been locked for years and untying knots you thought impossible to untie. For it is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 5, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows." Do you perceive the power of this promise? I don't wait for the war to end to feed you. I prepare the banquet exactly where your fears are watching you. I make a point of honoring you in front of everything that said you couldn't succeed. That weariness that burns in your eyes will now be replaced by the oil of joy, because my provision is not just about what you eat, but about the peace you feel while everyone expects you to despair. I am organizing your paths right now. While you rest in my word, I am sending angels to clear the path your feet will tread this afternoon. That connection you feared, that difficult conversation, that result that haunts you, I am already there preparing the ground. You don't need to know how. You only need to know who is taking care of everything. The feast is being set, and the menu consists of deliverances, undeserved favors, and a strength that will make the world wonder where so much calm comes from in the midst of the storm. But I haven't yet shown you the beauty of the dawn I'm painting for your tomorrow. There's a renewal happening every millisecond, and the certainty of your victory has already been sealed with a price you could never pay. You are about to understand that every second of praise this morning was the highest investment you made in your own prophetic destiny. If you sense this spiritual banquet being prepared for you, leave your sign of love on this video and enjoy this sacred moment. Let me ask you, what do you most desire to find at this table I am preparing for you today? Write it here in the comments so we can seal this banquet of honor, my table. Don't leave now, because the final revelation about my mercies is about to be whispered in your heart, and you won't want to miss the key that will open your next chapter. Look now at the crack in your window, where the gray of dawn begins to give way to a deep blue and, soon after, to that shade of orange that only I know how to paint to tell you that I am here. You feel the freshness of the dew, or perhaps you see the drops of moisture clinging to the glass, reminding you that the earth also breathes under my care. While the world outside begins to awaken with its hurried noises and distant horns, I want you to focus on the stillness that still remains within you. This dawn that now breaks is not just a phenomenon of nature. It is my seal of faithfulness upon your life. Each ray of light that touches your face is a renewed promise, a love letter that I send from the throne to remind you that the victory you so desperately seek is not something you need to conquer with your own blood, for it has already been signed with the blood of my Son Jesus. I see the weariness that still weighs on your eyelids and the longing for lighter days that sometimes tightens your chest. I saw you, just a few minutes ago, look at the clock and feel a chill in your stomach thinking about all that today will demand of your soul. But listen to what your Father tells you. Your strength does not come from a good night's sleep, but from my mercy that is now poured out, fresh and abundant upon your head. You do not enter this day as someone at the mercy of fate, but as someone who walks under a decree of protection that I established before the first bird sang this morning. For it is written in Psalm 143, verse 8, "Let me hear of your unfailing love in the morning, for I have put my trust in you. Show me the way I should go, for to you I entrust my life." You feel the power of this direction now. You don't need to have all the answers at breakfast. You only need to have the confidence that I am holding your right hand. The smooth path you seek will be revealed step by step as you advance in praise. My promise does not fail, and it is not late. She arrives precisely with the first breath of life of each new awakening. I have already signed your release. I have already prepared the provision for that account, the comfort for that loss, and the direction for that doubt that afflicts you. When you strive to praise me first, you are only agreeing with what I have already decided in heaven in your favor. You are an heir to blessings, and today is the territory where I will manifest my glory through your life. But before I let you go, there is a final mystery that I have reserved for this moment. There is a phrase, a golden key that I mentioned at the beginning of our meeting, and it is about to be revealed to your heart. It is the seal that will close all the doors of fear and open the floodgates of my favor upon your house. If you feel that my promise is what sustains you this morning, leave your sign of love and share this word with 3 people who need a new dawn in their souls. Let me ask you, which of my promises will you embrace most strongly today as you walk? Write it here in the comments so we can seal this decree, my victory. Stay here for a few more seconds, for the final revelation is now descending upon you. Now that the silence of your soul has found the echo of my voice, I want you to take one last deep breath before immersing yourself in the tasks of your day. Do you feel how the weight that was in your chest at the beginning of this message now seems a little lighter? This is no coincidence, my daughter. It is the result of your decision to stop and give me priority in your heart. You fought the first battle of the day, the battle of praise, and you emerged victorious. The enemy wanted your silence and your murmuring, but you surrendered your worship and your trust to me. Because of this, the atmosphere of your home has changed, and the angels I sent to guard you now have clear orders to open your paths. I did not bring you here to leave you without a definitive answer. Do you remember that I promised you, in the very first moments of this meeting, that I would reveal a phrase that would serve as a spiritual key to your life? This phrase is not just a set of words. This is the affirmation of your new reality in me. It is the battle cry of the daughter who knows who her father is. It is the sustenance for the hours when weariness tries to return, and the light for the moments when doubt knocks at the door of your mind. Now receive this key that heaven releases for you. The phrase that should echo in every thought of yours, in every challenge that arises, and in every prayer you make throughout this day is, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. I want you to write this phrase in the comments right now as an act of surrender, of faith, and of direct response to my touch. By writing it, you are sealing your authority over circumstances and declaring that your strength does not come from yourself, but from the God who sustains you and loves you with eternal love. Let the world see your testimony of trust. Do not allow the rush of the world to extinguish the sound of my voice that you heard here. I still have so much more to reveal to you, secrets that only silence and intimacy can unveil. If you wish to continue hearing what I have to say, I invite you to journey through the other messages I have prepared for you in our playlist. There, we will continue this dialogue of love and guidance. Go now with my peace, the peace that surpasses all understanding. Go with the certainty that I am before you, leveling the mountains and illuminating the valleys. You do not walk alone. I am your God, your refuge, and your ever-present strength. Beloved daughter, your praise opened heaven today. Tomorrow, I will be waiting for you here again for our appointed meeting. Rest in my love and shine with my light.